The jungle of Zerion 7 breathed with malevolent life. Bioluminescent vines pulsed like veins across massive trees, and the ground trembled with each footfall of the apex predator that ruled this world. Commander Hayal crouched behind a crystalline boulder, her combat scanner displaying the heat signature approaching from the north. Beside her, Lieutenant Kevin checked his plasma rifle's charge for the third time in as many minutes. "Contact in 30 seconds, Hayal whispered, her dark eyes never leaving the scanner. "It's circling us." Kevin's jaw tightened. "The locals called it the Drakthor, said it's never been beaten, that it chooses its prey and toys with them for hours before the kill." "Then it's never hunted a human before," Hayal replied, a slight smile playing at her lips. The Drakthor emerged from the violet foliage like a nightmare-given form. Standing 4 meters tall on powerful hind legs, its obsidian scales absorbed the jungle's eerie light. 6 eyes arranged in a crown around its elongated skull, fixed on the 2 humans. Rows of crystalline teeth gleamed as its maw split into what might have been a predatory grin. The beast had evolved over millions of years to be the perfect killer on this death world. It had chosen its prey, 2 small, soft creatures that had wandered into its territory. The Drakthor roared, a sound that made the very air vibrate and sent smaller creatures fleeing in terror. It was a declaration. The hunt had begun. Hale stood slowly, holstering her sidearm. Kevin looked at her as if she'd lost her mind. "Commander, what are you— It wants to hunt?" Hale's smile widened, though her eyes remained cold and calculating. "Let's see who hunts who." She tapped her wristcom. "Kevin, pattern Delta 7. On my mark." The Drakthor charged, moving with terrifying speed for something so massive. The ground shook. Trees splintered. It expected its prey to run, to trigger the chase instinct that made the hunt so satisfying. Instead, Hayal ran directly toward it. The beast's 6 eyes widened in confusion for just a fraction of a second. Long enough. Hayal slid beneath its snapping jaws, her combat knife drawing a line of blue blood across its softer underbelly. Not deep, just enough to sting. To anger it. "Now!" she shouted. Kevin's plasma rifle sang, 3 precise shots hitting the canopy above the Drakthor. Massive seed pods, each the size of a human torso, crashed down. The beast roared in fury, spinning to track Hayal as she rolled to her feet 20 meters away. "Hey there, beautiful," she called out, her translator making the words into a taunting growl in the creature's own bioacoustic language. "I thought apex predators were supposed to be smart." The Drakthor's roar shook leaves from the trees. It charged again, abandoning all pretense of stalking. This prey had drawn first blood. This prey had mocked it. This prey would die screaming. But Hayal was already moving, leading it exactly where she wanted it to go. Humans didn't have scales, claws, or venom. They didn't have 6 eyes or the ability to crush stone with their jaws. What they had was something far more dangerous. The ability to turn any environment into a weapon. 3, 2, Hayal counted, her boots finding purchase on the slick routes she'd mapped out during their earlier reconnaissance. The Drakthor's massive claw swiped through the air where her head had been a moment before. 1. Kevin fired again, this time at the base of a massive tree already weakened by parasitic growth, a growth they'd identified hours ago. The tree groaned and toppled, its enormous trunk crashing down across the beast's path. The Drakthor leaped, its powerful legs launching it over the obstacle with contemptuous ease. It landed exactly where Hayal had predicted, in the center of a clearing where the ground was covered in a carpet of flat, innocent-looking leaves. The leaves erupted. Thousands of needle-sharp thorns, each coated in the plant's paralytic sap, shot upward. The Drakthor's roar turned into a shriek of pain and confusion. The toxin wouldn't kill it. Nothing on this planet could kill the alpha predator so easily, but it would slow it down. Humanity didn't claw its way to the top of Earth's food chain through strength, Hayal said, walking calmly toward the thrashing beast. "We did it through here," she tapped her temple. "We turned wolves into dogs. We made fire our servant. We learned to read the land, to understand every creature, every plant, every weakness." The Drakthor's movements were already sluggish. It tried to roar defiance, but its motor control was failing. Kevin approached from the other side, his rifle trained on the beast. "Should we finish it?" Hale shook her head. "No, the toxin will wear off in a few hours. It'll live." She knelt down, meeting one of the creature's eyes. "But it'll remember. It chose its prey today, and its prey chose to let it live." She stood, brushing dirt from her combat suit. Let's move out. We have 17 more kilometers to the extraction point. As they walked away, the Drakthor watched with fading consciousness. In its ancient, predatory mind, a new instinct was born, one that would be passed down through generations. A warning. The two-legged creatures with no claws and soft skin were not prey. They were something far more terrifying. They were humans. And on every world they walked, they didn't just survive. They conquered, not through savage strength, but through the most dangerous weapon in the universe, intelligence paired with the absolute refusal to accept defeat. The hunt was over, and the Drakthor, for the first time in its species' evolutionary history, had learned what it meant to be outmatched. End